What's up, BiggerPockets community? We are back. It's episode three, still three, of the analyzing, doing your first deal. Today we are all about talking and working with contractors and managing a job site. This is an incredibly pivotal part of any rehab, of any construction, especially a large scale rehab like we're doing here on Nolan Street. If you do not have a plan for managing contractors, you cannot keep things in line, you cannot control the job site, it's gonna go off track. It's happened to me. Let's hope this episode helps it not happen to you. Let's check it out, see where we're at. First off, let's start with contractors. You gotta hire contractors, you gotta manage contractors, and you gotta communicate accurately what you want to your contractors. You gotta keep them pumped up with good music. Hey man, how are you? All right, so we're making a lot of progress in here. This is looking fantastic. Framing is pretty much done. We are roughing in major systems, electrical, plumbing, HVAC. Look at all those nice HVACs. Y'all didn't think I could do it. I saw some haters in those comments. We're doing it here. Okay, managing contractors, really, really important. One of the first and most important things is getting a detailed scope of work put together for your contractors. They gotta know what they're going to do and how they're gonna do it and what you want them to do. That means getting specific with locations, light fixtures, all those sort of things. Again, when you're talking about floor plans, all this stuff should be specified in the floor plan when you're putting it together. Number two, how is your contractor gonna relay back the information to you about problems that come up? There will always be problems that come up in a rehab. That's just part of the rehab process. We had a bunch of walls that we didn't know that we'd have to reframe. We're over budget on the framing. It's okay, we're gonna make it up on the end, because this is gonna be a freaking amazing house. But how are they gonna communicate information back to you when problems arise? You need to have a system for doing that, either through your GC or directly back to you. If you're directly managing the project, communicating the information. Don't leave it up to chance. Set a workflow in place. Workflows and systems in your business, that is what you must be focusing on as the manager of the job, of the project. I use Builder-Trend to manage all my job sites. This is not a plug for Builder-Trend. You can use Excel, you can use whatever you want, but make sure your software has enough functionality to it so you can manage a job site with multiple trades going at the same time, lots of people, payments, plans, again, a place to refer back the data to you as they're working through a project. You need to have some way to do that consistently, the same way every single time. Again, find a construction management. There's tons of good ones out there. Play around, figure out what's good for you. I would challenge you though to go beyond Excel. I think Excel does not have the functionality that you really need to manage a job site and really multiple job sites well. When hiring contractors, it's rarely best to go with the cheapest option. I started there when I started rehabbing, but you really get what you pay for. And if you're working to try and build scale in your business, you need to have contractors that can manage themselves, know how to get their job done, are managing the quality themselves, making sure that's maintained so you're not having to come and check on every little aspect of your project and make sure it's not getting messed up. You need to get your inspections done. City inspections, I would definitely highly recommend getting a third-party licensed home inspector to do phase inspections. Again, especially when you're doing a comprehensive rehab like this, we're essentially rebuilding a house using the old bones and the old wood. I get a third-party home inspector to come in, check everything again. Multiple stops, multiple checks for quality. You want to find problems as quickly, as early as possible, fix them and move on. See, he's managing quality right there. He's telling him to flip the can. That's good. That's what I like hearing. I don't have to tell it to him at the end of the project. He's doing it now. It's good. Huge closet. Look at this closet, guys. Remember I was saying walk-in closets on the first episode or second episode? Huge closets. The bedroom's a little smaller. It's a 2,000 square foot house. It's not small, it's not giant, but this size closet, they can put all their stuff in here, their dresser in here, their wardrobe in here. They have a great clean bedroom that's simple, that looks great, that feels non-cluttered. This house is gonna feel and live bigger than it is. I always try to make sure my houses live bigger than they actually are. That's what you call a crawl space, people. The great thing about pier and beam foundations, they work in a lot of areas of the country. They've gone out of style to a large degree. They work better than slabs because if shifting is gonna happen, and in some parts of the country, like San Antonio, shifting will happen on your project. It's inevitable. You could drill piers 50 feet in the ground, there will still be shifting. So a tunnel under a slab, you just open up the crawl space and you go in and fix it. You shim the beams, you put in a new pier if you need to. If the plumbing cracks, it's way less of an issue. So Some areas, pier and beam, the way to go. Another thing I have done in my construction management software is I have a daily log sent to me every day of progress on the job site. And in that daily log, I get pictures, a description of what's gotten done, and then what the plan is for the next day. So even if I'm not able to go to every job site every single day, I'm still able to maintain a lot of close proximity to my jobs, to knowing what's happening, and at least I have a reference point to know if something's getting way off track, if it's staying on track, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Daily logs, and you can have that sent to you via email. You can do it any other way, but I would have, if you're not gonna be on site daily, I would have someone there letting you know what's happening, letting you know how the project is going, and so you're staying involved. You can have daily logs delivered to you however you want. They can be via email, they can be in a program, but you've got to maintain some close contact with your projects. Don't let them go days and weeks. You turn over the keys to your contractor, you show up, the house is not going to be where you want it to be. Be out here. You got to have daily, semi-daily, multiple times a week contact on your projects to make sure it's being maintained, quality's being checked and maintained. So right now we are pretty much past framing, the roof's done, foundation's done. We're having our MEP, our major systems, roughed in. After this point, we're gonna get all the first phase inspections for framing, all the major systems, then we're moving into sheetrock and insulation, getting everything buttoned up, and then we can really get a feel of what the house is gonna look like. This is a very critical stage in any rehab. Major systems, framing, roof, and foundation. You gotta get those right. That's the building block for everything else. Take the time, get the right crews, get the inspections, you look, city look, third-party inspector look, make sure it's the way you want it. Check spacing, check where everything looks, because once sheetrock goes in, patching sheetrock, taking it off, cutting it open, fixing problems behind the walls makes things infinitely harder. Keep your quality, control your job site, set a plan for having the information delivered to you, and make sure you are staying in close contact with your GC, with your subs, with your project manager if you're not out here every single day. I'm not out here every day. I've got a lot of projects going on. I try and maintain as close contact as I possibly can to each of my jobs because ultimately they're my jobs, it's my responsibility. Stay tuned for the next episode. This house is looking awesome.